These are difficult financial times, and reducing store shrink to recover lost profits has never been more important. In fact, proactively reducing store shrink is likely to be your most direct route to real profit improvement, competitive advantage, and survival. This information-packed video series by Larry Miller is entitled The Total Store Manager. Larry is the recognized loss prevention authority, and in this series, he will reveal to you a wealth of valuable tips and techniques that you can start using now to reduce and even eliminate the shrink losses that are robbing your bottom line. Don't miss any of the 14 segments that will be presented right here. Then plan to bring Larry in for a live, upbeat, and highly productive store manager training workshop at your company. Number 7. This second segment of 6 ways to create an honesty culture is jam-packed with vital techniques that you can use to get everyone in your organization thinking shrink and actually working together as a team to stop it. This proven approach has cut employee turnover by over 50% and reduced shrink by 30% in many companies.
We advertise more aggressively. Owners, if you could get $50,000 more out of every single store, would you advertise more aggressively? Yeah, because we could afford to. Well, if you advertise more aggressively, what happens? They go to Hawaii, right? The owners go to Hawaii. All you guys go to Hawaii, because if you advertise more aggressively in the high-low concept, what happens? You get more sales. You get more sales, what happens to shrink? It goes down. You get more sales, what happens to his hours? They go up. What happens to the produce counters we want to replace but couldn't? Or just chose not to? We buy them, right? It's circular and cyclical. It all works together, right? Everybody in this room has the ability to affect your own destiny by getting on board with loss prevention in a whole new way. Totally empowering your organization into a bigger profit-making machine. So first we ask them to be honest with every new hire. Then we hold a new hire shrink orientation, and we make sure that every single person that's trained in this company understands that shrink is the difference between the retail value of product received and the amount received for that product at the time of its sale. Every single employee understands through the new employee orientation, what is my job in reducing shrink in this store? Is it on my job description to reduce shrink? If it isn't on every new employee and every existing employee's written job description, it should be. Every single one should understand that they have a direct responsibility in reducing shrink. There should be an honesty policy commitment statement that after Vinny gets done, we two talk, right? I say, hey, Vinny, just sign this for me, dude, right? Vincenzo. And we agree. I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to be honest with me. We're going to get this thing done together. We're going to build a great company together, right? This whole culture will explode and start to expand, right? It should be on their job descriptions, and then we start talking think shrink every day. Because what is the store manager's twofold job? Customer service and reducing shrink. Right? Customer service, build sales, reduce shrink, increase profits, right? It all comes together with you before the day is out. Trust me. So what do? I'm going to give you 3. You're going to give me 2 before we take a break. Number 1, conduct a shrink prevention awareness store meeting. Rally the troops. Go back to your store and start talking shrink tomorrow. And I don't mean the day after tomorrow. How many of you are off tomorrow? All right, then you guys can do it the next day. All right? Otherwise, go back to your store and start talking shrink. Have a little pocket meeting. Get all your managers together and say, guys, you know what? We just had a big meeting on shrink. And you know what? It wasn't a me catch you doing wrong. Right? It was actually us work together to grow this company a little bit more solid and build some business, build some profits so we all get better business out of it. Right? Rally the troops. Start talking those meetings. Have those meetings every single day. Update your new hire shrink awareness tactics and strategy. Do what I did with Vinny with every single meeting. Orientations for new employees. Shrink is the difference between the retail value of product received and the amount received for that product at the time of its sale. First, we have to make sure we received it. But after that, everything in between is shrink. Every employee should be engaged in protecting the retail value of product received versus the amount received for that product at the time of its sale. Everybody understand it. Make loss prevention a teaching department. That's what we're doing today. That's what your owners and Foodtown have brought you in for today is to teach, change, empower you to go home and make your own destiny. It's yours to take. What's your number 4 and 5? That was number 4. It was a great one. Thank you. That was perfect. Who else? Who wrote down another one?
Review receiving procedures.
Review receiving procedures. Basis what?
Based on how they're being followed, the way they're meant to be laid out. Everybody takes shortcuts. Shortcuts present opportunities for people not to bring in the stuff they're supposed to bring in.
Excellent. So you're talking about review receiving procedures, particularly as it relates to, are they bringing in full variety? Yeah. So if because 7 goes to 5 and we get rid of 2% of shrink, that's more than the 7% I promised you, I win. Next.
To enforce company policies in regard to employees' personal belongings in the work area.
Good one. Good one. No personal belongings. You know why? They set a culture in place. When we don't do that effectively, it establishes an anti-control culture, right? So keeping employee personal belongings out of the areas where they don't belong, I can do that, right? We win. Who else has one? Yes, sir.
Act faster in getting credits received.
Act faster in getting credits received. Okay, did I see a hand? Yes, sir.
Commit to a formal store walk.
A formal store walk. I guarantee you 10% reduction in total store shrink if we get that program in place hard. If we get it in place so that everybody's working together, that becomes merchandisers, store managers, department managers, and everybody else understanding what the standards are regarding the store walk. Who else? Yes, sir.
Develop methods where you can communicate the effects of shrink to all employees, even the lowest level employees.
Give me an example. Develop methods where we can communicate the effects of shrink. Give me an example.
Okay, you get a cashier, for example, like one Vinny with the scenario of Vinny. He's looking for 20 to 30 hours a week. You say, okay, we can get you 20 to 30 hours a week, but let me explain shrink to you and how that affects the hours that I can allocate to you. And then, conversely,
So we make shrink personal to them.
Exactly.
You bet. If we can make shrink personal to every employee in the store, now if I have 50 or 60 employees in the store, I get 50 or 60 sets of eyes looking at my profitability, not my shrink. I do not want shrink to be a catch-em environment. You cannot catch your way to lower shrink. When you put your eye on trying to catch people doing wrong, you will catch a very small segment, a little over 3%. You will catch when that's your focus. When you put your focus on establishing a store culture of positive control, that's when we start to impact the culture of control within the store. So we establish standards, we communicate those standards, we do purposeful store walks, we all understand how we're going to run our coolers and run our racks. We're going to make it personal to them as we go along the way. I guarantee, put those 5 together, 14% lower shrink, and I haven't even gotten to perishables yet.
For information about customized seminars for your store managers or for specific solutions to your loss prevention problems, contact Larry Miller personally at 602-448-8500 or visit retailcontrol.com for free tips, techniques, and lots more.